like, leave the judging to the county fair, not to church. So that was a good one, and I'm going to remember that for later. My name is Kearcher, but my alter ego is Roxi Manacoochi, and I grew up in Austin, Minnesota, Spamtown, USA. Roxi Manacoochi is a live vocal casino lounge singer, I would say is probably the best way to put it. I was born into a non-denominational church. That's where I was baptized, and my parents were the worship leaders. My grandparents were deacons of the church. I played on the worship team for years. And being in a non-denominational church, they have very strict feelings on homosexuality and being gay. And you would hear these people who I cared for and loved and respected say things that to me at the time weren't hurtful, but also made me feel uncomfortable because I didn't know what that meant, and I didn't know why was I feeling uncomfortable. Back in 2007, I was in 7th grade, and that was the first time I got to do drag professionally. I was pulled from a middle school musical where I got casted as the Wicked Witch of the West into doing a casino show. So here's a little 7th grader wandering around a casino in a wig and a dress, singing the music of Connie Francis and Patti Page, and so it's just kind of grown from there. All through middle school, high school, it was kind of an underground thing. My friends didn't know that this was my job. They just knew that I sang with a band. And so I kind of kept Roxi separate from Dylan. And I moved up to the Twin Cities about 6-7 years ago and started doing it full time. And obviously with social media and different friends and family finding out, just kind of grew where everyone knew. And so that was kind of a step for me to be able to accept it and go, okay, Dylan and Roxi can be the same person. If someone is struggling with their faith and their journey as a person, whether they're a part of the gay community or not, I think faith is something that needs to be able to be carried with you, not against you, or not as in a little handbag alongside you. It is who you are. And if you're struggling with something and you are, leaning on faith or questioning faith, I guarantee you that there's somebody in a church near you who's experiencing the exact same thing. Like when I moved up here, I stopped going to church at first in the Twin Cities. I was like, well, all my gay friends don't go to church, so why should I? And then all of a sudden I went to church and I was like, wait a minute, I know you, and I know this person. And then getting introduced to other people who share the same journey as faith that I'm on. All that it took was a conversation, and all that it took was accepting that I'm gay, I'm also a drag queen, and I also am religious at the same time. And it's just that communicating and that talking where if you're experiencing it, somebody else is also experiencing it. There's not one person in this world who is going through something alone. This whole experience of Roxi and performing in church and community service is not what I saw coming in my future at all. I thought I would be, a lounge singer for, a few years and then get a day job, I suppose. But I think just looking at the way my future is headed, that this is something that I'm going to be doing for a very long time, and getting able to speak up for people who don't have that voice, but also at the same time learning how to speak up for myself too. I didn't think that I would become this activist or a person who was, speaking for the little person. To me, I was just doing my job when it started. And then I realized that there was a huge need in small town Minnesota, small town USA, for that person who was just in their living room watching Sister Act and wanted to have that voice but felt like they couldn't. And it just kind of fell into my lap, and I was like, this is something I can do and something I can represent and something that I'm comfortable with. So still, I don't realize the impact when people tell me like, oh, you've helped my child come out, or oh, you've helped make this a more talked about topic in our family. It still doesn't like weigh in on me like how big of an impact that is. I'm just doing what I love and having fun doing it, and it means the world to me to know that at this point I'm now helping other people and other families and people in my community. Welcome to Roxy's Hoedown. Thank you for tuning in. Give it audience of one. Thank you, Mom. So we're going to do a few country tunes for you tonight. So I hope that you enjoy. I've never seen the inside of a barroom or listened to a jukebox all night long. But I hear these are the things that bring you pleasure. So I'm gonna make some changes in my home. I've heard you said if you can't beat them, join them. And if that's the way you wanted me to be, I'll do it if that's what it takes to make you happy. From now on, you're gonna see a different me.